My name's Jeff Figel, Damage Control Senior Chief. Just before I got off in '81, a tragedy, and that was when we had the plane crash off of the coast of Florida. And we were on our way to Gitmo for training, the ship's Gitmo training. And that's when we had a plane crash, and I think it was 14 people got killed. The pilots, and then some of the people that were attempting to put out the fire. At that time, I just got off of DCWS, which is Damage Control Watch Supervisor in Central. And just as I got off, I hit the pillow, and this is right at midnight, exactly at midnight. Ding, 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 ding. And general quarters, and you knew something was going down because the panic in the guy's voice, and everybody's eyes just started bugging out. You see people going in different directions to general quarters, and my particular general quarters was at 7 Bravo, which is right underneath the island, and I was the scene leader of that repair party. And so I took a peek because there's a ladder going right up to the flight deck, and I seen in the forward area where there was an explosion, which I believe it was the ejection seats going off and going up into the air, and people who were responsible for that crash and salvage area going up to put out the fire on the aircraft. And so we just stayed at our post underneath the island, and the forward repair party, I think, actually moved up onto the flight deck to help. And I think there might have been over 50 people who got hurt by burns or something like that through putting out the fire. But there was one explosion, and it happened just as we were ordered to move forward to check the spaces in the gallery deck underneath the accident. And as soon as we moved up, checking out the spaces to make sure there wasn't anything that was going to extend below the flight deck, and we got an experience of a boom, and like the deck kind of went down, and I believe it was one of the gas tanks of the plane that exploded, and I think a lot of guys got hurt from that with the shrapnel. And we ended up turning around, going back to Norfolk, and I don't know if can't recall if we went back to the shipyards briefly. I don't think we did, because if you went up on the flight deck, forward, right near the angle deck, the only thing you could tell as far as there was damage, a little pothole, where evidently where the steel had the most intense heat, and it just formed a little pothole. Other than that, you couldn't really tell except scorching on the flight deck. And that was in '81, and not long after that I got out of the Navy actively. Ironically though, that accident, that's the beginning of when they had zero tolerance on drugs. That accident caused the Reagan to, when everything in terms of what drugs, people that were involved in anything in drugs, it didn't happen anymore after that. Zero tolerance. It was always drug tests after that. That was sort of like a historical moment in that respect.